Hey, buddy? Are you on? Hello? Anyone in there? Look, if you're in there, you gotta give me a sign or something. A little beep boop or whatever your startup sound is. There we go. That's more like it. Sheesh, you scared me. Started to think I dragged your ass all the way back here for nothing. You have got some pretty solid plating on you. I guess that's probably why your wiring is held up so well. Oh, shit, yeah, sorry about that. Something's going on with your voice box. Seems like it can only handle basic sound outputs at this moment. So, talking is gonna be a bit of a no-go for you. It's fine. I'm sure I can talk enough for the both of us. Actually, speaking of that, can you hear me? Just nod or something, if so. Good, I'm glad to hear it. I guess I should introduce myself. I'm Lena. This is my workshop, I guess you could call it. Home sweet home. You know, I've never actually worked on one like you before. I mostly just find automated maintenance bots and get them back in service. You know, try and help anyone that passes through. But you, though, you have really got some stuff going on up there. Like a proper android. Your kind is actually pretty rare these days, I hope you know. Hell, I mean, everything's pretty rare these days. Seriously, though, you are in crazy good shape, I mean, compared to all the other droids I've found. I'm getting a little ahead of myself, I think. Here, why don't you tell me what year it is? Alright, buddy? Just, hold up the number with your fingers. Don't worry, I got all your arm joints back in service. Oof. Have I got some news for you? Let's just say that isn't quite the right year? Seems like you missed a couple of updates, huh? Sorry, that was a terrible joke. Technician humor. Look, based upon what you last remember and what I could tell from your system logs... Oh, sorry about that. I dug through your skull a bit while you were out of commission. Honestly, I was just trying to figure out where you were from since I couldn't find a serial number on you, but either way, sorry. Basically, what I'm getting at is the world that you can recall, well, it's not exactly the same as it was. In fact, probably almost nothing of what you remember is still around. Humanity has been through the ringer, to say the very least. I know what I've got here probably doesn't look like much to you, but it is a lot more than most people have. Hell, the fact that I've survived this long makes me luckier than most folks. I guess that goes for the both of us. I have got no idea what your name is, so I've just been calling you Buddy this whole time. You're classified as a companionship unit, so I figured it just kind of fit. Actually, give me a second. I can just read you the file. Here we go. Unit V522-018, created by the BUD AI Corp. Seems like your last employer was an animal shelter, about 8 years ago. Any of this starting to sound familiar? That's not surprising. Don't stress your circuits over it. Memory storage is a finicky thing at the best of times. Doesn't seem like the actual hardware is damaged, so it's probably manually been wiped. That sounds fucking awful. Jeez, no. Sorry, I'm not trying to be cold, it's just... Oh, what's that gesture supposed to mean? Oh, you want paper? That is a great idea. Here, let me grab you a notepad. I swear I had one around here somewhere. Got it. Here, have at it, buddy. So what is it you want to know? Oh, where did you find me? Eastern block of the city. There's this big electronics junkyard there. I've been trying to scour through it to find backups for my generator parts. Instead, I found you. Lucky for the both of us, I guess. Yeah, a junkyard. Look, it seems like things might not have been going so good for you. Back even before all this shit happened. You know, when everything shut down, basically any and all electronic recycling stopped along with it. So, you probably never met your end fate. As for why you were there, I've really got no concrete information, but I can give you my best guess if you want to hear it. That said, I can't promise you're gonna like what I tell you. Okay, you want to know? Alrighty then. The joint mechanisms you have are extremely outdated. They're prone to breakage and pretty expensive to repair, considering the materials aren't really manufactured. That, along with what appears to be an older model of speech box and expression modulation, basically all just suggests that you aren't exactly a spring chicken, my friend. It's not a big stretch to believe that your employer just exported your memories to a newer model and sent you to the scrapyard. Ugh, it's pretty ugly when you start to think about it. Sorry. If it makes you feel better, though, by this point, I am just as obsolete as you are. The world decided that humans were pretty outdated a long time ago. What about everyone else? Well, there's not been much of anyone in this area, aside from the fucking creepy crawlies that are taking over everywhere. They're, kinda like zombies, but as far as I can tell, they were never human to begin with. Maybe in another city, people have actually been able to study them, but as far as I can tell, there's not much of anyone left around here. Alone? Yeah, I'm alone here. Or at least I was, till you showed up. There was someone else for a while, but then that idiot went and got themselves killed. What an asshole. Whatever. It was a long time ago now. It's alright. I don't really mind being by myself. I mean, sure, makes it harder to haul supplies back here, but, I get by. And no one complains about what music I put on. Are we safe? Oh, yeah. Actually, pretty darn safe. Or as safe as it gets. The generator in the basement powers the security system around the building. If anything manages to get through the physical barriers I've got, it'll trigger the alarm system so I can go take care of it. Turns out, the fuckers out there bleed just like the rest of us. Even before the world went to shit, this place was built to last. After all, what we were working on here was sensitive. Prone to combusting under the wrong conditions. No, I wasn't making androids. This lab was for medical equipment creation. Mostly for precise surgeries. I was a lab tech, and I helped test the products and make adjustments to prototypes prior to production and rollout. Basically, me messing around with bots was just a hobby, Something to keep me busy. And now, other than maintaining supplies, there's not much else to focus on these days beside hobbies. Yeah, there's nobody else. At least, no one nearby. I managed to radio out a few messages, but the only signals I got were from the West Coast, and the odds of actually making it there alone are pretty slim. Hell, they were slim when Dr. Lukens was alive, and now they are practically zero. Don't get me wrong, I would like to find other survivors, I just don't really see it happening anytime soon. There's not much hope left that my colleagues or anyone that I knew before having made it this far. But, who knows? I didn't see any of this coming, so for all I know, there could be a caravan of human survivors headed their way this very minute. But, in my opinion, no point in getting my hopes up, right? If this is it, that's fine. I can handle myself. I've made it this far, after all. What? Why keep going? Come on. Do I seem like someone who knows when to quit? Please. Like hell, I'm gonna do that. I fixed you, didn't I? There's still so much left to do in this life. Besides, I fucking hate being told what to do. If the world wants to try and snuff me out, so be it. But I'm not gonna go quietly. Enough depressing conversations about me. I suppose I should ask you, what do you plan on doing now that you're back in business? I've got a couple more repairs to make to your ankle joints. Oh, I hope you don't mind. I updated what I could with more sturdy and current materials. But once I'm done with that, you should be right as rain. From the data I've been able to gather, pretty much all the creatures out there hunt largely by smell. Since, well, you aren't exactly alive, you shouldn't really have an issue. Give me a few days and you can go. Yeah, it's a lot to take in, I know. Sorry for waking you up at, like, the shittiest moment in history, but who knows? Maybe things will go better for you than for the rest of us. Really. Before, you must have always had some task to do that was set about by humans. But not anymore. You are actually gonna be completely free. Pretty crazy to think about, right? Whatever you want to do, you can just do it. No one to tell you otherwise. I won't lie, I'm a little jealous. So, what do you want to do? It's kind of a big question, but there's gotta be something you want. You want to help? Help with what? You want to help me? And why precisely would you want to do that? Because I helped you first, you want to help me now. Jeez. I guess that's probably just how you're wired, huh? Look, buddy, you don't owe me anything just because I put you back together. I did it mostly because I was bored. And sure, I wanted to help you out, but still. You don't have to stick around here just because of that. I mean, seriously. Besides, how exactly are you planning on helping me? Let's go west? Are you kidding me right now? The two of us. Head west? Are you trying to get me killed? Or did you miss the part where there's, you know, the vicious, flesh-eating creatures everywhere outside? I suppose that there's the possibility, since you wouldn't be on their radar, you would technically be able to scout ahead and let me find more materials. If we were to get some kind of transport up and running, things actually might not be so dangerous once we get out of the city. Shit. Maybe you're onto something. Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. Don't get ahead of yourself, though. First, before anything, we need to scope out a new voice box. Talking to myself is seriously getting old. Alright then. Let me help you up and I'll give you the grand tour. Seems like you ought to know your way around the place since it'll be home for the both of us for a while. Jeez, who would have thought it would work out like this? See? This is why I said I don't even bother trying to predict the future. Things just never go according to plan. Not that I'm complaining. Alright, yeah. Less talking, more showing you around. Jeez, you're demanding for someone that just woke up. Though I suppose I will admit, it will be nice to have a roommate again. Alright, buddy. Let's go. Hey, do you see anything down there? Nothing? That sucks. Climb on up here, would you? It's break time. Are you overheating yet? Here, let me feel. No, you seem alright. Seems like the new coolant cells we installed are working. That's good. You know, I don't think the idiots in charge of designing you guys ever really stopped to think about the weather. Then again, they probably didn't think you were going to be rooting through a bunch of industrial waste. Yeah, I know. It's nothing you're not capable of. I'm not doubting you. Trust me, you could probably compress a car into a tin can if you really wanted to. Doesn't mean that 8 hours in the hot sun isn't going to do a number on you, though. At least it's going down now. Huh. Yeah, it is pretty beautiful. That's one thing that's gotten better since everything went to hell. More sunsets like this. Yeah, it's true. Before, there were so many of us polluting the air that all this got subdued. Now that we're basically gone, well, at least the air's cleaner. I don't really understand the specifics. Not exactly my area of expertise, but something about how the wavelengths of light interact with the atmosphere and what colors they make our eyes see. Even though we aren't exactly the same, yours are designed to process color in the same way. So, in theory, we're seeing the same thing. All that pollution in the air would just disrupt the particles and make everything look kinda murky. Not anymore, though. Now we have this. Hell of a trade-off, right? No, I didn't have much luck either. Honestly, there's so few people around, I kinda figured that finding car parts wouldn't be that difficult. But maybe that was wishful thinking. Yeah, I mean, we could head further in, but, I don't want to deal with what would be waiting for us. Don't give me that look. Yeah, I know. It was me that said you would be fine, but, still. Sure, there's like an 87.5% chance that you would be. I mean, those are great odds, really, when you think about it, but I've seen too many things that shouldn't have gone wrong go wrong before. And if those creatures come after you, what are you gonna do? It's not like you've dealt with them before. Hell, neither have I. There's really nothing to do but run and hope they don't catch up. I know. The thing is, even if we find a fully functional vehicle, or one to strip parts from, doing so is going to take time. We'll need to dismantle it, and not damage anything, and then transport the parts back here, at the very least, if not all the way back to the lab. That is a tall order, without, bringing a horde of flesh-eating beasts down on us. I don't know. Maybe it's stupid, or at the very least futile, but I'd rather keep doing this for a little while longer, before we go ahead and, risk life and limb. Yeah, you're right. Jeez, you sure were programmed with a cheerful disposition, weren't you? Don't worry, I'm not complaining. It's nice. It's good to keep things in perspective. I never realized how much you could actually see from up here. Do you see that? That shiny white line out there? That would be the ocean. The sun reflects off of it, and everything looks like it's made out of glass. I used to eat lunch with the dogs just to look at it. Sure, it meant I was always back a little bit late, but really, I was just an intern. It's not like anyone cared. I'd bring you there, if it wasn't crawling with bitey bastards. Maybe someday. Still, this wasn't a total wash. We found some pretty good supplies. Huh? Come on. Don't tell me you're feeling sorry for yourself. Look at all the stuff you found. These cans are going to last for weeks. Months, if I'm careful. Plus, now we actually have headlights to replace those old foggy ones. Sure, we didn't find exactly what we were looking for, but doesn't mean we wasted our time. It's good to get out and stretch our legs every once in a while. No, this isn't where I found you. That was in the opposite direction. It was an electronics waste yard, rather than, just a general dump. Actually, disposing of bots in places like this was strictly prohibited. It wasn't the same with non-automated vehicles. Cars and trucks, that kind of thing. Which is why I was hoping we'd find the parts we were looking for. Wait. Actually, you're onto something. Realistically, there were parts for robotics larger than the vehicles here. We might be able to farm something, like a drive shaft and a new battery from one of them. Besides, I still want to find you a new voice box, Yeah, I know you don't think it's a priority. And I mean, sure, you're right. I understand you well enough now. But still, it'd be nice to give you the option to talk, should you ever, want to head off on your own adventure. I got it. Don't worry. I'm not trying to get rid of you. Hell, you're the best friend that I've made in years. Have you ever tried talking to a potted plant? They're cute, but, not the best conversationalists. According to the position of the sun, we've got maybe 2 hours of light left if we're lucky. If we're quick about it, we can make it to the other waste yard and check for parts. What do you think? Alrighty, got it. Are you ready to go? Seems like you found a lot of stuff. I hope that you got things that you like too, I know you don't really have to eat or anything, but still, there's gotta be stuff that makes you happy, right? Wait, actually, I dug this up and I thought you might like it. Yeah, here. It's for you. Don't look so shocked, buddy. It's just a hat. The sun's going down, so I doubt you'll need it for the rest of the day, but it should keep you from overheating. It's no biggie. You do stuff for me all the time. No need to make a big fuss over it. Besides, it doesn't hurt to change up your outfit every once in a while, right? Kinda must get boring wearing the same jumpsuit all the time. There, it suits you. Who knows? Now that you've got the straw hat, maybe a career in farming is ahead of you. Okay, time to get out of this dump. And on to the next one. It's interesting. I've never actually been here before. I was absolutely terrified to come this far out of the lab. But now, it's not so bad. Seems like the creatures don't fare well in open spaces. Once we make it away from the city, their numbers will probably dwindle. Of course, so will the rations we're able to find, but hopefully it's a worthy trade-off. We just have to actually make it that far to see. I'm kidding. Of course we are. It's not like we haven't beaten the odds before. Alright, it's just through these gates. If your bag is full, I'd ditch it here. It'll be harder to climb with. I didn't grab much. We can just use mine. Yeah, it's kinda spooky, right? I prefer the other dump for sure. There's not as much useful stuff, but, less faces looking at you. It's pretty ridiculous how many bots just got tossed out. By now, most of them are beyond salvaging. Let me know, though, if you see any that could have useful parts. And remember, new transistors, new voice box. Yeah, transistors. Your solar batteries are in great shape, but some of the transistors aren't converting energy as efficiently as they should. Trust me, you might not notice it right now, but once we get those swapped, you're gonna feel like a whole new person. Yeah, I know. Not a person. You're a bot. You don't have to keep reminding me of that, you know. It really doesn't matter to me. I mean, either way, you're my friend. Being human's not all it's cracked up to be. Wait. Holy shit, do you see that up there? Yeah, it's a street sweeper. I fixed one a couple months ago and I stripped parts off one like that. I don't know why I didn't think of it before. It's made by the same company as the transport van that's waiting at the lab. They might actually have compatible parts. I mean, what am I saying? Of course they'll have compatible parts. Come on, this is great. Here, I'll race you to it. See? I told you things were gonna work out. Now come on, before I leave you in the dust. Hey, buddy, where are you? Good. There you are. Easy to lose someone in a place like this. Maybe I really should have tied a bell to you. I'm kidding. Don't worry, I know you're not gonna wander off. Good job spotting this place. Guess it's far enough away from everything it didn't get looted very thoroughly. There's still tons of good stuff in here. Huh? Oh, you want to know if you can take that? I mean, go ahead. That's what your bag is for. I'll focus on food and tools, but if there's anything interesting to you, feel free to grab it. You never know what you'll find in places like this. Oh, yeah, they were everywhere before. You know, markets, convenience stores. The world was a busy place. There was lots of demand for things. Quick and easy access to everything at your fingertips. Totally different universe, really. Alrighty, let's give it one more look and call it good. This bag's getting heavy, and besides, might sound stupid, but I like to leave a couple things behind. You know, just in case someone else comes through. Meet me out front when you're done, okay? Great. Get everything you wanted? Fantastic. We might want to get moving, though. I'd like to make it a little further out before we settle in for the night. That sound good to you? Brilliant. Toss your bag in the back and hop in. Thank God we stopped. My ass was going numb. Though, I guess that wouldn't be a problem for you. You know, feel free to rest. I know you don't technically need to. Your battery levels are stable. But, you know, it's kind of nice to catch some shut-eye every once in a while. Especially since it doesn't look like there'll be anything else around for miles. You awake now, sleepyhead? Come on. Seems like a good place to stop for the night. It's pretty clear out. We can probably have a fire without any trouble. I grabbed a couple kindling bundles from the shop. Seems like camping was popular out here. Makes sense. There's nothing around. Huh? Yeah, the stars are incredible. Before, you could never see them in the city. There were just so many lights. They all got outshined. Not anymore, though. No, there's just a bunch of garbage in the way. Never seen them from out here. Now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever been this far from the city either. Guess this is a first for the both of us. Here,
lean those sticks in like a little tower, alright? Kind of like a tent or something. That way we can light the fire in the center. Or at least, I think that's how it's done. There we go. Look at us. Easy peasy, huh? Now, sit down. We can relax and I'll figure out something to eat. Did you sleep well? Fair enough. I guess that's probably a hard question for someone like you to answer. Oh, you want to see what I found? Yeah, sure. Alrighty. First up, canned fruits. I'm not looking to mess around with scurvy. Not if I can avoid it. Got some cherries, pears, mandarins. I mean, they're probably super mushy by now, but really, who cares? Next up, some bungee cables and a set of Phillips head screws. These are the size you use, so good in case you run into any trouble. We should be able to replace them pretty quickly. No need to thank me. That's what friends are for. We look out for one another. The rest of it isn't too exciting. Medicine, expired. Band-aids, probably soaked with water. And, you know, whatever else was salvageable. I got one other thing, but I'll show you that in a minute. What about you? Seems like you found some good stuff. Show me what you got. Alright. Batteries, motor oil, very good. Oh, jumper cables, smart. I was actually hoping we'd stumble over some. Oh, and a book. And I didn't know you liked to read. Huh. Well, maybe once we get your voice box fixed, you can read it to me. Might be fun. Good, I'm glad you think it's a good idea too. What else have you got? A hat? Okay, that's good. It'll keep the sun off you. Metal or not, we need to be certain you don't overheat. I fixed your cooling systems as best I could, but the filters really need replacing. Go on, try it. Don't look so embarrassed. See, it looks good. Of course I'm being honest. It looks great. Come on, what's next? Huh? Why, is this something weird? Oh my god. I can't believe you found fucking marshmallows. Are they sealed? Holy shit. This is incredible. No. They're food. They're soft and sweet and fluffy and so chocked full of chemicals that they're actually probably still good somehow. Here, open the bag and pass me the stick. So, what we do is we break off all these little twigs. Then, marshmallow please. Thank you. Then we skewer it, just like that. Okay, now for the exciting part. See? Now it's all toasted and caramelized. Oh, wow. This is even better than I remembered. Sticky though. Not that I can remember the last time I had one. Huh? You want to try it? Sure. Exactly like that. Set up the marshmallow with the skewer, and then toast it over the fire. No, it's okay. They do that sometimes. I guess I should have warned you about them catching on fire. No, it's alright. I like them like this too. Here, give me that one and try it again. This time, just a little bit higher. That way you don't have to worry about it, you know, incinerating. Even a little crispy, they are still delicious. See, there you go. Just like that. That one is absolutely perfect. You know, I mean, technically, food can be a secondary energy source for you. Less sufficient for sure, but your body does process it. I mean, technically incinerates it. What I mean is, you can eat that, silly. I know. Sure, it doesn't usually make sense for you to eat food, but it's a special occasion. Come on, try it. Right? Delicious, huh? Aren't you glad we stopped now? Sort of thing is just better when shared with a friend, for sure. Is something wrong? Okay, whatever you say, but you better tell me if there's something weighing on you. I can read code, not minds. Oh, some would say they're one and the same. Here, since you've shown me the cool surprise you found, do you want to see mine? See? Pretty neat, huh? It's an old-ass radio. I mean, practically ancient by your standards, I suppose. You make this thing look like a 2-slot toaster. But back in their time, it was pretty cutting edge. I know it's silly, but I thought since I found some batteries, might not hurt to turn it on. You think it sounds good? Great. Oh, huh. Just a lot of static. I mean, I don't know what I was expecting. Guess I just got caught up in the excitement of finding it. You know, forgot that there actually needed to be people on the other end to broadcast. Ah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. You want to mess with it? I mean, sure. Go right ahead. Wait, what is that? Oh, that's fucking Morse code. Someone's transmitting Morse code. Oh my god. Of fucking course. 4 languages, including binary, and they pick something I don't know. What are you writing? Wait, is that what it means? Those are coordinates, buddy. You're a freaking genius. They must be trying to find other people, and I mean, of course it'd be easier to send like this. We have to go. I mean, who knows when we're going to find another opportunity like this, right? Like, we have to go find them. You don't seem as excited. Come on. What's wrong? I don't know what that means. Can you write it down? Are you leaving? What? You gotta be joking, buddy. You don't think that just because we have a shot at finding other survivors, that means I'm leaving you behind, right? No way. No, absolutely not. We are way past that point. Now, if you want to leave, that's one thing. I mean, I'm sure I'm slowing you down anyways. But as far as I'm concerned, I mean, we're stuck together for good. I mean, hell, even when there were humans around, I always, well, got along with people like you more. I mean, really, you're probably the best friend I've ever had at this rate. So no, I'm not going anywhere. Now, with that out of the way, what do you say? Do you want to try and track them down? Together, of course. Good. I was hoping you'd say that. Now, toast me another marshmallow, would you? Yeah, no, we're gonna eat the whole bag, but we're not gonna let them go to waste. Come on, the night's still young.
Come on. Time to wake up. You know, you nap a lot for a droid. I'm not complaining. It's not like there's much else to do out here. Unless you wanted to drive. And again, maybe that's not the best idea. Wait, can you drive? A shrug is not an encouraging response to that question. I mean, no offense, but you don't look like you were made to operate heavy machinery. Not an insult. Clearly, you could argue the same could be said for me. We are indoor cats, for sure. Then again, your reflexes are probably better than mine. Or at least they should be. God, I seriously want to get my hands on whatever manual you came with so bad. I bet you can do all sorts of cool shit that I can't even think of. I mean, who knows? Maybe you've been able to talk this whole time and there's a secondary setting that could fix it. Yeah, I guess you're right. It would be kind of freaky to read a book detailing all the ins and outs of your existence. Then again, I don't know if that's that different than like a biology textbook. Fair enough. Most people aren't just hauling one of those around with them. Besides, I wouldn't want to know half the stuff that's wrong with me. Not at this point, at least. You know, maybe at this settlement they'll have some actual spare parts for you. Must be getting old, having me trying to guess what you mean all the time. It's not that bad. Well, that's a relief. Then again, I suppose you would have just left if I annoyed you too much about it. You know, you're not just supposed to agree there. I'm messing with you, buddy. Nerves, you know? I mean, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little apprehensive about all this. Which, I know, is probably dumb. I mean, who in their right mind is less worried about driving through a wasteland of flesh-eating monsters than about meeting a couple new people, right? Like, one of those things is objectively a lot more dangerous and scary than the other. I know. Logically, that is. But in my defense, with those guys, you can just kind of run them over and it's done with. Worst part is having to wash the truck afterwards. I mean, they seriously stink. Real people are not like that. Unless, you know, you're like seriously fucked up. And I am not there. Do not worry. A little weird? Yes. But I have not punched my one-way ticket to Murder Town just yet. Still, don't worry. If they try and mess with you, we're out of there, like that. So, no need to stress. I guess you probably weren't that worried about that in the first place. So, how are we looking on the map? Are we getting close? Yeah, we just passed that mile marker. Not much longer now. No, it's not that I'm not looking forward to it. Or, at least, I probably should be. It's just been long enough that I forgot about all the problems I had with people before everything went to shit, you know? It's been easy to forget until now. Especially since we've had way bigger fish to fry. People aren't always the nicest. Hell, how do you think we got ourselves into this mess? I guess I just like the idea of other humans more than the reality of humanity. Besides, why do you think I know so much about you guys? I mean, metal and wires just makes more sense at the end of the day. People are just unpredictable. You can't get it right.
Either you say the wrong thing, or you don't talk enough, or you talk too much, or too quiet, or too loud. You try and fit in, and then you're nothing but wallpaper, or you be yourself and suddenly everyone thinks you're a weirdo. Just because you spend one company party talking to the printer. Oh, yeah, no, totally hypothetical. Absolutely. Definitely didn't do that. Though, in my defense, I felt bad for the guy. Imagine you spend every day working at a company and having papers shoved at you, and no one even bothers to buy you a coffee. I mean, sure, he couldn't drink it, but people could at least offer. Long story short, people are assholes, and my batting average when dealing with them is less than stellar. So, just don't be too disappointed if this all blows up in our face, okay? Because, track record-wise, the odds are abysmal, I think is the word. Yeah, I know. Don't borrow trouble. I mean, worst comes to worst, we snag ourselves some food and a voice box for you, and then we hit the road again as fast as we can. Actually, we're not doing too bad on supplies as it is. Really, how badly do you want to talk? I mean, it's not all it's cracked up to be. Maybe we just say fuck it and we keep driving. Have you ever been to the beach? 'Cause I haven't been to the beach. Yeah, you're right. Just freaking out. Probably shouldn't write off the last strains of humanity before I even get to know them, right? That would be the smart thing to do. Keep calm and play it cool. Gotcha. 2 things I am definitely good at. If I'm being realistic, we actually do need more fuel, so I guess we don't have much of a choice. Look, my point in telling you this is just for you to know that if it goes badly, it's not your fault. That much I can promise. And if we meet the other humans and you really like them, you should think about staying. I mean, there's probably someone there that's better equipped to help you, and... Fair enough. I forgot who I was talking to. We are 2 peas in a socially inept pod. I guess I should say thank you. I mean, really, if it weren't for you, I'd still be cooped up in that lab. Seriously, I would never have had the guts to make a break for it on my own. Not a chance in hell. And what kind of life would that have been? My only plans were hoping that when I eventually kicked the bucket, my body would be in some kind of cool pose they'd stick in a museum one day. Which is pretty goddamn bleak now that I'm saying it out loud. Seriously, this has been, like, the most fun I have ever had. Even before the whole world went belly up. Yeah, you're right. Those are lights on the horizon. Holy shit. We are actually nearly there. Guess there really is no turning back now. Okay. No time like the present. You got your game face on? Now, let's see it. Right. Not a lot of expression options. That's fine. I'm sure I look nervous enough for the both of us, buddy. You ready to make some new friends? Yeah. Okay. Let's go.